everyone, this is Vikas. Today we'll see what is the need of the required libraries because when I was I had started this data science course at that time when we're talking about the libraries and their calling names. So I was little bit confused, but I was hesitant to ask this because everybody was following the same pattern and all. So today we'll talk about this. This is the fifth tutorial. So I'll just write it over here as a fifth tutorial. After renaming, the very first step is we have to check the current working directory. So what we have to call, we have to import OS and then we have to write os.get cwd. So cwd is for current working directory. Once we execute this, it shows that it is in F drive 2020 folder and YouTube. So I'm in the exact drive itself. If we are in different drive and if you want to change it, then you can use this os.chdr and here you can write your path or location. So this way you can change your path and location. Now here, earlier tutorials we have seen that we had import pandas as pd, then we have written import numpy as np and import matplotlib.pyplot as plt, right? We have done that. So today's objective is why we are writing this as pd or as np or as plt. Okay, so what we'll do, we won't execute this. We'll go for the basic structures. First what we'll do, we'll make this as a raw nb convert. Once we make this raw nb convert, so it won't be executed. Okay, it would be considered as a message. So what I'll do, and we already know in the previous tutorials that the pandas, numpy and matplotlib, these are the required libraries. Pandas is used for cutting, slicing and loading the data. The very important thing, it is used to load the data and thereafter we can do cutting, slicing and all. Let's say if you have 10 cross 4 means 10 rows are there and 4 columns are there, and if you wanted to select only 2 columns, so how to do that? You can use pandas. It is very useful to extracting those informations. And numpy stands for numerical python. So the numerical python, it means if you want to perform any mathematical calculations, so definitely as of now we have done only little calculations, so it would be easy, but using this numpy we can perform lots of complex calculations within a seconds. Okay, so this is the numpy. And matplotlib.pyplot, so basically the matplotlib is used for the visualization purpose. So now we'll use this required libraries, import the required libraries. So here our objective was why we are calling this as pd. Can we use this only pandas? Yes, definitely we can do this. Here what I did, I just mentioned that import pandas. Okay, import pandas. After doing this, I have executed, and after execution it is see over here, it is executing, still it is going on. So once it is done, then we'll come over here, and we already know that pandas is used for loading the dataset for the very first thing, and thereafter it has many other operations like how to um, cut the dataset, how to slice, how to extract some kind of informations with some filters and all. So that's the reason. So here what I'll do, we'll just load the dataset, load the dataset. So I'll just write over here dataset, and here we have to use pandas, so we have to write pandas. So pandas dot, and I have one CSV file whose name is housing.csv. So don't forget to mention this extension, which is CSV, and because of CSV we have given this read_CSV. So once we execute this, let's see, it is executed and it is stored in this data frame name, or the variable name, that is dataset, which is a data frame. Now what we have to do, if we have loaded any data set, so always we have to check make sure that check the header and footer. So in the header column we have done that, and now it is properly aligned also. So you can see longitude, latitude till it is for the ocean proximity. Okay, then if you want to check the till, that is nothing but the footer, so you can also check that, and it will show the last 5 records. Header would show the first 5 records in the sense the row, all the columns, and first 5 rows it will show. Okay, once it is done, here I would like to show you something. There is one thing, insert cell below. S Here in this parenthesis we are not providing any values, so by default it will take 5. Else if it will show 10, so it will show the 10 records. See here, now it is showing from 0 to 9. So by default, if you won't provide this any values inside this parenthesis, it will show 5 values. See here, it will show from 0 to 4. Here sometimes if we'll use this dataset.head, it will also give the informations. Okay, but this information should be in this scattered way. Okay, so that's the reason always you have to write this parenthesis, always write this parenthesis along with this head. Okay, and for tail also always use this parenthesis. If you want to assign a number of records, you can assign it over here. If you don't want, then keep by default, and it will show the 5 records. So I hope now we are clear, and we already understand that earlier we have used this import pandas as PD. Now what I'll do, I'll just execute this import pandas as PD. Okay, and instead of this pandas, see here how much letter are there, 1 2 3 4 5 and 6. So 6 letters are there. Now writing 6 letters and writing 2 letters, see here see over here, it is PD, isn't it? 6 letter versus 2 letter. So this is pd.read underscore csv, and once we execute this, it will give the same result. So sometimes if we have a library like pandas or numpy, so we usually call it using the calling name, that is pandas as pd or numpy as np, then matplotlib.pyplot. So always writing, if we want to plot some values, and if we write matplotlib.pyplot, so it will take how many letters, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. So we have to write this 17 letter, and instead of this 17 letter, what we can use, we can just use plt. Okay, so here 17 letter versus 3 letter, which one is important, you can just go through this. So always we can prefer the small and which is easy to use. Definitely we can prefer this 3 letter. That's the reason we are using this import pandas as pd, then import numpy as np, and then import matplotlib.pyplot as plt. So pandas is used to load the data set. If you want to load the data set along with cutting, slicing and extraction inside any data frame, numpy is used for the numerical calculations, and matplotlib is used for the visualization. So the requirement of this pandas we already understand, right? So thank you so much for today's this 5th tutorial. We'll talk about the numpy operations and the matplot which is used for the visualization in the next tutorial. Please like the video if you like this,